Liberal bloc. Asked about this, Stevens would smile and say, "I didn't move, the court moved around me." To succeed him, the president will likely give renewed consideration to a number of individuals. Let's take a look at four of them. Solicitor General Elena Kagan, a former clerk to Justice Thurgood Marshall and former dean of the Harvard Law School. The group Americans United for Life says General Kagan has criticized a 1991 Supreme Court ruling that restricted federal funds for family planning initiatives. Judge Diane Wood, another potential candidate, presently sits on the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals, a former clerk for Justice Harry Blackmun, the author of the majority opinion in Roe v. Wade. Judge Wood has dissented against bans on partial birth abortion in Illinois and Wisconsin. Judge Merrick Garland, who sits on the Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia. That's a court that has seen many alumni ascend to the nation's highest court. He is thought to be more acceptable to conservatives than some others on the short list. However, he's done volunteer work for pro-choice presidential candidates, including Michael Dukakis and Bill Clinton. And then there is Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano, who received serious consideration the first time around. Her performance as Homeland Security Secretary during the aftermath of the Christmas bombing plot and in other controversies could conceivably impact on whether she is selected this time around. There are others, Megan, but of necessity, for the purposes of live television, our short list is a little shorter than the president's.
You know, James, the ones you ticked off are generally not considered to be far left when it comes to their judicial philosophy or ideology. However, there is a possibility that President Obama could nonetheless pick somebody who is far left. How much of a political battle can we expect now in the U.S. Senate?
It is well to bear in mind, Megan, that the president is going to be looking to accomplish a number of other things in the Senate this summer and this fall, not least the ratification of the nuclear treaty he signed in Prague just yesterday. But the lawmakers also have limited capital to spend. We have to keep that in mind, too, as they look to this coming fall with re-election campaigns to run and funds to raise. In the case of Justice Sonia Sotomayor, nominated last May, Senate Republicans put up largely symbolic resistance, knowing from the outset, as most analysts believe, that then-Judge Sotomayor possessed both a solid record on the federal bench and a compelling personal history, and that she would likely be confirmed as she was. So again, it comes down, Megan, both to the nature of the nominee, whose name, of course, we don't know yet, and also the political capital that both the president and the members of the Senate wish to expend on this.
Interesting. What a day in Washington. Justice John Paul Stevens announcing his retirement after nearly 40 years in the nation's high court. James Rosen, thank you. Well, Air Force One just returned to Washington moments ago as the president comes home with a new treaty and a new policy for using nuclear weapons. A policy that restricts just when and where a nuclear response might be ordered. New polls just out from Scott Rasmussen showing 55% of Americans disagree with the new policy, meaning the idea of limiting America's use of nuclear weapons. 25% say they support the policy. 20% undecided. You can count former vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin along with those who do not like the new plan for nukes. Here's what she had to say about it on Hannity the other night.
It's unbelievable, unbelievable. No administration in America's history would, I think, ever have considered such a step that we just found out that President Obama is supporting today. That's kind of like getting out there on the playground, a bunch of kids ready to fight, and one of the kids saying, "Go ahead, punch me in the face, and I'm not going to retaliate."
Well, the president firing back when ABC News asked him about Palin's remarks. Mr. Obama taking a bit of a shot at the former Alaska governor. Take a listen.
I really have no response to that. The last I checked, Sarah Palin's not much of an expert on nuclear issues. If the Secretary of Defense and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff are comfortable with it, I'm probably going to take my advice from them and not from Sarah Palin.
Oh, well, coming up, our political panel will debate that exchange and the policy that ignited it. Meantime, we are awaiting a key briefing at the State Department. Live look right there in Washington. Nothing happening yet, but it will be. We are waiting for reaction on a very serious case after Iran's dubious declaration on 3 Americans that are being held in Iran right now. Tehran saying that these 3 American hikers are spies for U.S. intel. They have been behind bars in solitary confinement since July, isolated from the outside world, not even granted access to an attorney. Now picture it. There was another prisoner from the same prison who said they are in a room, each separated, right, solitary, each one, in which they keep the light on 24/7. They get to speak to no one. And it's been going on for 8 months, all because they allegedly crossed over the border, or did cross over the border from Iraq to Iran when they were hiking. Now Iran saying that they're spies for the U.S. government. The latest statement, of course, not good news.